Concerning diversity, my childhood and growing up was, I grew up with people and hung around people that were mostly like me, pretty much middle class, Caucasian. My elementary school, I think we had 3 students in my class, or in actually the grade, that were African American, and I didn't have any Hispanics or Asians in my elementary school. My church was the same way, very little diversity in our church. When I was in middle school, we moved to a new town, and of course I couldn't make any school decisions myself. My parents made all these decisions, and they put me in a private school for middle school. The reason was not necessarily the students, but when my dad drove by the school that I was going to be attending, it looked like it was about to fall down, so he put me in the private school. That was the only other choice in that town, and come to find out a couple years later it was torn down. So I was at a private school where we had absolutely no diversity for middle school. My high school, we traveled, we moved a couple of times. I went to 2 different high schools and back to public school. And by that time, there was more diversity in the school, in my classes. But honestly, who I hung out with, except for, the cheerleaders or drill team that I was on at the time, my best friends were all white. There just wasn't a lot of diversity. My classmates were diverse, and I certainly hung around them in class, but as far as church and outside of school, I really did. I was just with my own, with people just like me. College was kind of the same, and we had obviously a little bit more diverse in classes, and a little bit more diverse of who I hang out with, because we met different people. Actually, teaching has been the biggest experience for diversity. I taught in Kinston for a year, and I taught in Elizabeth City at an inner city middle school, and then I've been at H.J. McDonald for the rest of my time. So we've had very diverse. HJ's been very diverse with, Caucasian, African American, Asian, Hispanic, and we have quite a few Burmese students as well. So we've had I think a very good variety. But there has been challenges because of growing up without the diversity. So I'm looking forward to this class. I'm looking forward to learning more about diversity. I think that just being aware of any biases we have or any assumptions that we have, I didn't laugh at the chapter, but when it said good counseling is good counseling, sometimes I'm sure I'm guilty of good teaching is good teaching, and not that you teach to everyone the same, but you kind of have that mindset sometimes. And I think with counseling, when I become a counselor, I need to make sure I'm aware that cultures are different, and I need to make sure that I address issues differently depending on the background of the students. And so I'm looking forward to this course and other courses that will give me some knowledge and skills that will help me become more aware, because as reading, it was awareness, knowledge, and skills that make a difference. So I am looking forward to that. But I think I have a deficit in my background with diversity, but with teaching, it's given me some diversity experience, and then hopefully these classes, and then just getting more and more immersed in the different cultures. I think that will benefit me. I'm certainly looking forward to it.